In 1845, the most terrifying sound in London wasn't a gunshot. It was a bell ringing from inside a grave. This is a safety coffin, a piece of Victorian technology designed for one reason, because doctors were accidentally burying people alive every single week. Cholera was rampant, and patients often fell into death-like comas. To prevent a literal living nightmare, inventors added air pipes, glass viewing panels, and, most famously, the bell rope. But here's the hidden history. There is not a single recorded case of the bell actually saving a living person, but there are stories of wind or graveyard shifts causing the bells to ring at night, driving guards to the brink of insanity. Tomorrow, we look at the dead who tried to ring back. In the 1800s, death was a guessing game. Before the stethoscope was standard, doctors looked for signs that were less than scientific. They'd hold mirrors to mouths, check for the fog of life, or even pour boiling water on skin to see if it blistered. Cholera and yellow fever outbreaks meant bodies were piled up fast. In the rush, suspended animation became a public obsession. This wasn't just paranoia, it was taphophobia. Taphophobia, the literal psychological fear of the grave. Inventors saw profit in this panic. Dr. Johann Taberger designed a system so complex it looked like a puppet show. He tied strings to the corpse's hands, feet, and head. The slightest twitch would trip a bell above ground. Other designs were even more extreme. Christian Eisenbrandt patented a spring-loaded lid that would fly open at the slightest movement. Imagine being a graveyard night watchman and seeing a tomb pop open like a jack-in-the-box in the middle of the night. But there was a dark irony to these safety coffins. They were designed to save lives, but they forgot about biology. As a body naturally decomposes, it bloats and shifts. These gases would often pull the strings, ringing the bell of a person who had been dead for days. The watchmen would dig, frantic and hopeful, only to find the same tragedy they started with. The bells weren't signaling life. They were signaling the clockwork of decay. You've heard the phrase 1,000 times, saved by the bell? Legend says it comes from these very graveyards, a final ring for a life reclaimed. But history has a much stranger punchline. The truth? There is not a single documented case of a person being saved by a safety coffin. In fact, the phrase "saved by the bell" actually comes from 19th century boxing, where a fighter was saved from a knockout by the end of round bell. So why does the myth persist? Because we want to believe the bell works. We want to believe that in our darkest hour there's a string we can pull, and someone, somewhere, is listening. Today, we have EKGs and brain scans, but the fear remains. Every time you hear a bell ring, just remember what the Victorians were really listening for. Thanks for watching.